What is going on, guys? Jack here, and welcome back to episode number 23 of our RB Barner Let's Play here in FM20. And my word, things are getting a little bit serious here. Today we take on Barcelona. It is first versus second. I just need to discuss the league table with you. Look at this. We are 5 points ahead of Barcelona. If we can somehow get a win against them today, we are going to pull far ahead at the top of the table. I want to believe it's possible. I want to believe we can win today against our big city rivals. It's going to be super difficult though. You can see the past head-to-head, we've won twice and drawn 3 times. Unbelievably, we've not lost to Barcelona in the first 2 years here, which I didn't even realise was a thing. But you can see here, Son Heung-min is out for them. And it's going to be a tricky one for us. Anyway, since you were last here, as you can probably guess by the fact we're top of the table, things have been continuing to go well. Following on from last episode's doubleheader against Real Madrid and Dynamo Kiev, we've had 3 games in the league and 1 game in the Champions League against Dynamo Kiev, who of course we beat pretty comprehensively previously. Anyway, let's talk about this first game. It was against Sevilla, and Erling Haaland got us off to an absolute flyer. His goal in the 53rd minute sent us on our merry way after a bit of a cagey first half. And in the second half, Denis Suarez completed the win. His goal came after a really good chance, actually, that the keeper saved onto the crossbar, but he was there for a header. And a 2-0 win we got there. The next game against Villarreal, I'm not going to show the highlights for this, but 3-0 it finished. Jonathan David with a brace, Mendes with a goal as well. It was our rotated 11 working wonders. And we have had to rotate things here because, as you can see, these fixtures have all been very close together. So after playing Villarreal, we go up against Valencia. They are second in the league, away from home. And we just play superbly. And I guess one player plays superbly, really. Koita, he got 2 goals to his name. He was top drawer in this game. His first goal, a tidy little finish in a one-on-one that I feel like in FM20, you almost expect the player to miss. We made it 2-0 not that long after that. And after half an hour, we were in a really good position. And, despite them scoring late on, we went on to win the game. And, I don't want to throw Estevez, everyone's favourite player, under the bus, but he was 100% at fault for their goal. I'd brought him on off the bench just to give him some game time as much as anything. I thought at 2-0 up we could do that. He nearly ruined the game for us. But, yeah, he's still doing okay. I mean, here he is. We're going to forgive him because in his limited appearances, he's actually got a 7.32 average rating, and he's been very good. He's continued to develop, and I really love him as a backup right back. He's just, I can't explain it to you. I've just got a soft spot for him. But yes, he was responsible for Guidez's goal, and I've got to say, Guidez here has been a massive difference maker for Valencia. One of the reasons they've done so well this year. He's got 8 goals in 10 games. And he showed his prominence, I guess, with that goal there. Anyway, we played one more game, which if I successfully navigate to the fixtures page, we can take a look at. And it was against Dynamo Kiev. They scored first in this game. It was our rotated 11. We, mixed things up. They scored through a quite nice finish, to be fair. And in the second half, I went, enough's enough. I know we're playing our second team, but I'm going to do the double change. We brought on Koita. We brought on Haaland. 2 goals in 2 minutes to turn the game around. And we cruised just about to a 2-1 win. So that's where we are now. And I've got to be honest, I'm so nervous for this Barcelona game. Because if we win this game, suddenly we have to look at the La Liga title and say, it's kind of in our own hands. We should be winning this now. But before we focus on the league, just to recap how things are looking here in the Champions League. We currently sit in second. We're in a very good position because Ajax have lost twice to Porto, who have kind of surprisingly perhaps been the top team in this group. So there is a slim chance that if we were to beat Porto between this and next episode, it might not even be necessary to do the live com against Ajax that we previously mentioned maybe being when we would return for episode 24. You can see upcoming games. We've got Barcelona today. We've then got Sociedad who are in 10th, Rayo who are in 8th, Betis in 16th, Athletic Club Bilbao in 6th, Ajax then Osasuna. And then we have the winter break. And actually we have the Supercopa semi-final. Now the Supercopa, I think, is the top 3 teams in Spain plus the Spanish Cup winner, the Copa del Rey winner. So that might even be when we come back next time for that competition. That's at the start of January. But right here and now, we need to focus on this game against Barcelona. We're at home for it. And I feel like given our league form this year, we probably have to back ourselves to get the win, If we just look at the team, obviously there's not a transfer window going on. We've been pretty fortunate with injuries as well still. We have a full-strength team to pick from, and we're going to just go with what I've kind of largely settled on now as our best 11. Florentino Luis has not been the greatest in terms of performances recently, but besides him, Haaland's got top goal scorer this month. Koita's now up to double figures for the season. I feel like we are firing on all cylinders, and would I call us favourites for this game? Apparently we are marginally favourites for this game, so yeah, how the tables have turned. Let's hope we can get a win here against Barcelona. I still think it's miraculous that we've never lost to them. I can't help but feel like that's going to happen today. Now I've drawn attention to it, it's just going to happen, but we'll hope that's not going to be the case. Obviously, we've kind of settled into a 4-4-2. The players are playing well. We've only played 4 matches since we were last here, but you know, these big games have been coming thick and fast. I feel like in La Liga, the results you get against Real Madrid and Barcelona really are going to dictate how your season goes. And, well, so far, our season is going very, very well, and a win here could put us in such a good position. That said, even though we're at home, this is never going to be easy. They've got so much quality with the likes of Messi, Arta. I mean, look at it. It's a team of superstars. And then, of course, Junior Firpo, the player who I probably wouldn't have said is a superstar, scores that goal. Could Blanco have done better in goal? I'm not sure, but 15 minutes on the clock, that is not the start we wanted. Griezmann putting the ball in, and we kind of dealt with the initial ball quite nicely, but Arta recycled possession, laid it out wide, and you would have felt from there that the keeper should probably get a hand to it. That was a kind of tame shot, but it nestles into the bottom corner, and we need to get our arses in gear, because with 17 minutes gone, it's 1-0 Barcelona. There's another highlight here, and it's Messi bringing the ball forward, which is never a good sight. And well, you just need to take a look at the stats to see how things have started. They have been the better team, and well, you've got to be nervous here. Although Florentino Luis wins the ball superbly from Allen, who has clearly signed from Napoli. Titi now to Sergio, who's going to just launch the ball forward to Messi. He's breaking through. Can Blanco make a stop? He can make a first stop. He makes a second stop, but it falls so cruelly to Griezmann. The 2 saves were great by him, but maybe he should have just pushed it out for the corner. He tried to keep the play alive, and the Frenchman was there to gobble up the opportunity. It's his 9th goal of the year. You can see him. Messi breaks through. And, I mean, it's unfortunate. Probably should just tip it wide for the corner. Falls to Antoine Griezmann, and he takes the opportunity. We're going to get shouty at the boys. I don't want to make any panic changes, but you'd feel like if they score again here, we have to make changes at that point. 24 minutes gone. They've already had 3 clear-cut chances, although I think a few of them were just the rebounds that Messi was having. If we could get a goal here, that would steady the ship. Denis Suarez loops it through to Koita, who has his effort denied by to Stegen. And, well, you would have put your house on him to score from there, because he has been scoring in those kind of positions as Koita. He's looked very, very good for us, the number 11. And, well, the ball whipped in here. Was that Haaland with the header? I think it was. Ter Stegen denies him, but we're getting the ball forward at least now. There's a reason for optimism, I feel like, at this point. We're making progress towards their goal. Can we win the ball here off Dembele? He's bringing it forward. There's players lining up in the middle. Should we panic? Not if he's going to put in a ball like that. Although they do keep the ball, so maybe I shouldn't poo-poo that pass too much. The ball switched over to Messi on the right-hand side. He's very good, that Messi kid, and well, we deal with it. And Palacios launches a great ball to Koita, who should probably square this. He doesn't square this. He should have squared it. He got greedy. He went for the shot. Haaland has his head in his hand. He has his heads in his hand. Yeah, did you know that Haaland is actually like a hydra? He has multiple heads. That's not a thing, is it? Anyway, it's 2-0. It's almost half-time. Our players are showing some rubbish body language. We're 2-0 down, boys. Show me something different. I'm just wondering if you want to change to a plan B or a plan C. I'm almost tempted to switch to plan B here. Is that being too reactionary? I don't know if it is. Koita's really not had a great game here. Do I want to make a change this drastic this early on? You know what? I think I do. I'm just going to have a roll of the dice here. I've not actually used this system all year. It's an adaptation on the system that we used for the bulk of last season. Just a slight change in formation to better suit our team. But the 4-4-2, I don't feel like has worked well We've looked open on the break and, well, we need to try something different. Why not use a completely untested system here? We've been using it in training. The players have got some experience with it. And, well, let's see how we get on as Haaland has an effort. Ter Stegen did stop it, to be fair. I mean, that's a reason for optimism, I guess, the fact that we've got that opportunity away. But, yeah, the Barcelona scouts, they're not going to have expected this unless they've done a Bielsa and they've sent their coaches, I guess, or their scouts to spy on our training. Because this is a system that we have been training for. Anyway, we've used one sub. I'm going to use another. Haaland's been pretty poor as well. I'm very, very tempted to bring in Abel Ruiz. Although David has been scoring the goals recently. Let's wait and watch this highlight play out and then make a call as Suarez has it dinked through to him. Can we stop him? No, we can't. Blanco gets a half-hearted hand on it, I think is probably the best way to describe it. They score. Haaland is going to come off. I'm going to bring in David, I think. And I'm going to bring in Mendes for Suso. Do I want to bring on for Suso? I do. This is unfortunately, I feel like, been one of those games where we've just not really turned up. And I feel like you always feel like these are on the horizon in Football Manager. You know, you can be on in a crazy run of form. And then you just have that one game when you don't have anyone who's a standout performer. No one really steps up to make the difference. And that's kind of been an issue for us today. We might as well go very attacking. I'm going to shout and demand more from the players again, but I've noticed it. I don't know if it's just because it's a derby. The big game is kind of pressure has got to our players. But they're very quickly, after a shout, switching to a negative body language. Anyway, David's got the ball here. Could he finish it to keep it interesting? He can't. Ter Stegen makes a great save. I guess the frustrating thing about this game is, yes, we have conceded 3, but equally we've just not scored, and we have had chances to score. You can see them here. We've had more shots than Barcelona have had. Not that that's a great barometer of I guess, the quality of the chances, but yeah, the bottom line is we've just not done enough in this game. If you don't score, you can't win. I know rocket science that. I don't know which intelligent being said that, but yeah, if you don't score, you can't win. I'm far from pleased, boys. I guess the good news is we had a cushion going into this game. The bad news is, with that result there, Barcelona do close the gap on us. Now, I'm going to assume that Real Madrid and Valencia are playing later this weekend, so let's see what results they get. I'm going to assume they're playing on Sunday or Monday. I don't know if they're playing against each other. I'm going to assume that they're not. But we've got to see how those results come in. If either of them drop points, it increasingly looks like it's going to be a two-horse race between ourselves and Barcelona, because they are, well, 5 points off Barcelona as things stand. A win for either of them would see them close the gap, and actually they are playing against each other. I had a weird suspicion in the back of my head that I had read that somewhere. I mean, a draw would be the ideal result, please, Football Manager. If there is a Football Manager god, you will give us a draw in Real Madrid versus Valencia and help me out massively. What are we going to get? I feel like Real Madrid are going to win 3-0. That's my prediction. They won 1-0. Tovan with the goal. So Valencia starting to perhaps come a little bit unstuck now. And of course, they overperformed to start the year, but they hadn't played either team. You can see Eden Hazard missed a penalty in this game. A 71st minute goal, the difference maker. Looks like Real Madrid did dominate the play, to be fair to them. And you can see with that game now played after 13 matches of the 38-game season, it is ourselves, followed by Barcelona, followed by Real Madrid. But it is still very, very close at the top of the table. But anyway, guys, that is going to wrap up everything from me today. As I said, next time we'll be back, I think we'll be at the start of January for the Super Copper, unless we do go into that last game against Ajax having stuff on the line. If we could get, I think, even a point against Porto, that would be enough. Obviously, we pushed them pretty hard previously. I could, of course, live-com that, but we've done a lot of live-coms to start this year. I want to get into the meat and potatoes of the season, so we are going to go forward quite a little way. I say quite a little way. It's about 2 months, which isn't too far, because there is the winter break, of course, in the meantime as well. But hopefully I will see you guys in 9 games' time for that game against Barcelona. It's going to be a big one. Anyway, folks, that is all from me today. I do hope you've enjoyed. If you have, do drop a like on the video. And other than that, it is me, Jack, and I will talk to you guys in a bit. I'm out.